So the gala, ladies and gentlemen. Let's all recreate the chat when Will showed up on screen at the gala. Squeaks, who is sitting front row, said that he saw a lot of itswill 7 come on the screen. Let me go to the unhinged account. I think they posted, I saw this was maybe a really good screenshot that's really pretty funny. On the monitor, on the projector, dude. Is there a clip of you on screen? So I showed up at my allotted time slot, and unfortunately they were running a little behind, so they had to cut my interview. And I was like, well, that's fine. At least I don't have to be on screen. You know, I can just kind of chill, right? Wrong. In the middle of the event, I was very caught off guard, and I maybe choked it. Listen, I might have whiffed the interview a little bit. They were trying to kill some time during the, well, I think it was while the hypnotist was like setting up to his performance, and they got around to me. And instead of my interview when I got there, this was my portion. I'm glad. I mean, I really appreciate her, you know, giving me some screen time, obviously. But
Will, hi. Will, I missed your interview earlier because I was being a dick and I was rushing, and I was like, guys, I'm gonna cut all the interviews. Will, what did you want to say in your interview?
I'm auctioning off a rare piece of Runescape history. So if you are schizophrenic and you're watching the stream, you know that you need to bid. I'm serious.
Yeah. It's the gnome trophy, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's basically an award that the makers of Runescape give out to the people that can't win QD's Best MMORPG Streamer Award. So thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Wait, Squeaks was in the chat saying VV Cool Clap. He was at the event and he typed VV Cool Clap. I'm going to be honest, and I don't mean to toot my own horn here, but there are a few items that I'm seeing on here that went for as much as the Golden Gnome. Like this, I thought this would be the highest. I signed this, by the way. I thought this would be the highest selling thing. I think that was my signature. I didn't know I panicked. It was like right before the event started, and Ludwig walked up to me, he said, "Hey, you," and I was like, oh, he doesn't remember who I am. But he's like, yeah, can you sign this? And I was like, sure. I thought that would sell for the most, I'm gonna be honest. But this went for $4,050. Meanwhile, here we go. $3,050 for the name of charity, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, I don't know. He said, "Hey, you." And I was like, oh, man. Imagine you show up, right? And you're like, oh, dude, I'm really nervous for this event. You know what I mean? And the first thing that happens to you is you're like, they're like, yeah, we had to cut your interview. Sorry. Like and the second thing that happens is someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, you." I was like, oh my God, dude, this is not good. This is not looking good for me. It ended really nice though. It was a good time, dude. It was a really good time. I don't know if I'm at liberty to talk about this, if I'm being honest with you, but Hannah's cousin, she's dating some new guy, right? And like, I don't know him, like, but they're like, you know, they seem like nice. He's a super nice guy, right? And this is the first time I met him because we were staying at her house. So I meet this guy, right? He plays RuneScape. He doesn't watch any streams or any YouTube or anything like that. Within 3 seconds of meeting me, and I hope there's some PKers in the chat because this guy's like, I only PK. That's all I do. He's like, yeah, I'm a level one defense pure. The first thing he says to me, he has no idea who I am, but he like knows that I play RuneScape. And this is what he says to me. He says, "Do you know what sliding is?" And I was like, no, I don't know what that is. He's like, dude, you don't know what sliding is? Does anybody who plays RuneScape in the chat, any of my people in the chat that play RuneScape, is sliding a term that people have ever used? I've never heard this. That's because like I was like, I have no clue what that is. And then he proceeds to describe to me animation stalling / like moonwalking, really, which is like, I was like, oh, I know. He's just describing like, he's like, dude, it's when you use a melee weapon from a long distance. So like in the games, this is how I'm 5 seconds into meeting this guy, and this is what he does. In the game's code, I'm standing on that square, right? But like visually, I'm like Gmaul, triple Gmaul, and he like does that to me, and like gets an inch from my face. I met this guy. I literally shook his hand and said, "Hi, I'm Will," 5 seconds ago, and I'm like, "You do like any PVM?" And he's like, "This is." He said to me, he's like, dude, I'm actually working on a new account right now. It's almost done. Like, my new account's almost done. So I'm paying these guys $400 to make it for me. And I was like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah. So there's these people, and then his girlfriend is like, what do you mean you're like paying people to play on your account? And he turns to his girlfriend and he says, oh, so there's these people called Vennies. He starts describing. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm dead. Like, Hannah will corroborate this. Like, this is exactly what he said. He turns to his girlfriend and he said, there's these people called Vennies. He's like, yeah, they live in Venezuela and they just will play on your account and like they level it up. And so I just don't like have the time investment.
Are you duking it out with the boss tonight?
We're kind of duking it out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm the Duke of the double mushroom. I don't even know what this guy is the Duke of. Wait, watch this. I'm the Duke of the double mushroom. No one gets mushrooms like I do. I'm just saying. It's incredible. Who do you have winning the Piston Cup this year? You did what in a cup? Come on now. Let's go. Classic. Film. I wouldn't even say movie. I would say film. A lot of people call it Cars the movie, but I call it Cars the film. Because as soon as Lightning McQueen comes on screen, I say, this is cinema right here. This is Kino. There is a World War II scene in Cars 2, which implies that there was car Hitler and a car Holocaust of some kind, which really kind of sours me on the whole series. I think they maybe could have left that out of the Cars universe, but I mean, listen, it's, you know, you gotta teach the kids history. It's important, you know? What are they gonna do, ignore it? Was Jimmy here as drunk as he looked? No, he was fucking around when he like bid $1 million. He was fucking around. That guy was so nice. No one was that drunk because I'm gonna be honest, like the drinks weren't really flowing the way that they the open bar at the streamer awards. I think it's kind of an ongoing thing where like you know, they're learning their lessons. At the first streamer awards, there was like so much alcohol and so little food that I got like insanely fucked up, and it was really not, I think everybody did, and it was really chaotic. But now they're like, they have like actual catering, like full-on meals and shit. So it's like, I think the meta is developing in a better direction. The drinks were flowing in the cup holder. No, I was not feeling like the king of pop. Okay, how many times do I have to say this? I have my first day as a teacher tomorrow. Do you have any advice? I think on the first day of school, you're supposed to find the biggest kid and punch him in the no, that's prison. I'm sorry. No, sorry. Don't do that. Don't do that. No. Remember to smile? I don't fucking know. I'm sorry. Don't do that. Please don't hit any of the kids. The Duke of the double mushroom. And get ready for this shit. The 12 salt savant is about to strike. Oh my god, he's actually insane with it. What the fuck is happening? What's your favorite guilty pleasure song? I have no guilty I'm honestly, I'm not ashamed of liking any music. Yeah, I guess music is a sin in general. Like rock music is kind of the devil's music. So what is your regular pleasure song? I like Ice Spice. Like we were driving home and Hannah played a couple Ice Spice songs and I was like, this is legitimately good, bro. It's just like female Pop Smoke. Like I get the appeal. It's like the same exact thing. Like I don't really understand what the hate is about, you know? Are you a munch now? I mean, I wouldn't even say now. Listen, I've always been a fan. Are you shaking ass in the deli? What did she mean by that? Depends on the deli, I guess. I mean, listen, well, it gets a bagel with schmear and then throws it back. That's what I'm saying. Like if it's like a, you know, some like Gentile deli, I'm not shaking ass in there. You see the clip of Ice Spice almost throw up on Taylor Swift. Oh my god, no way. Sorry. No, I don't know what that. I love being fucking old, man. It's so awesome. What's up, Snoopy? Oh, nice. Hella toxic streamer back from his vanity campaigning, trying to PR his way back into good graces. It's really funny. This guy that keeps knocking on our door and trying to sell us like solar panels. I have to tell you guys this. This fucking weirdo. This is like a door-to-door salesman, right? You know, he's like trying to get us to like pay some fucking ungodly amount of money to get solar panels installed. So he knocks on the door and I wasn't home. Hannah answers the door. He's like trying to like, usually what we would say at the old place when these same people would knock on the door was like, oh, we just rent. Like we can't do anything like that. So yeah, we can't, I'm sorry, we can't make that decision or whatever. And they would leave leave us alone? So Hannah just says that to him. She's like, oh, sorry, like we rent. And he said, this is exactly what he said. He said, do you actually rent or are you just telling me that? What the fuck is that, bro? Like, who does that? So then we were like packing up the car to like drive to that fucking, to LA for that charity thing, right? And this guy rolls up again and I recognize like his car immediately. And he gets out of his car and he's like trying to like, he's like, hey, I know you guys rent. So, and he was like trying, like, basically he was like saying that to me, like to test me basically, to see if I like, to see if she was lying, you know? And I was like, yeah, I mean, like I can't do that decision. He's like, oh, I'll tell you what, if anyone moves into one of these houses on either side of you, like soon, if like they get new tenants or what, I don't even understand what he's saying, honestly. But he's like, if they sign up with me, if you convince them to sign up with me, I'll give you $500. And I'm like, okay, dude, that's absolutely, that sounds great. Let me get your phone number or whatever. Let me get your card. And by the way, sorry, let me back it up. This guy rolls up. He's like supposed to be a fucking salesman, right? Like this guy's like a door-to-door salesman. And he's wearing like this, not quite like a tank top, not quite like a muscle tee, but like in between. And then he's wearing joggers. And then he's wearing like massive Jordans that are like loosely tied. You know, like the sneakerhead way where it's like they're barely tied. They're like, yo, let the shoes breathe. You know what I mean? And they were like ugly Jordans. They were like black and teal, right? Just hideous. And he's wearing like a flat brim hat. And you know, he's saying this stuff to me. So I'm wearing like a bootleg Goodfellas shirt. And he's like, oh, Martin Scorsese. And I'm like, yeah, like I love this movie. And he's like, you know, and this is what he says to me. He's like, you know, I was an extra on The Irishman. And I was like, I didn't know that. I didn't know. Wow. I didn't know that you were an extra on The Irishman, dude. That's great. Wow. I must have missed you in the background of that movie that I watched once 5 years ago. That's crazy. And he's like, yeah, I've actually been an extra in a lot of movies and TV shows. And you know what? Martin Scorsese, the only director to ever treat me like a human being. And I was just like, can you please leave my house, man? I have to hit the road here. Like, I need to leave. Like, I'm begging you to he just wouldn't walk away. He kept talking about it. He was like, so then I was like, oh, that's awesome, man. Like, and I like start to walk away, you know what I mean? And then as I start to like walk back into the house, he's like, it's the funeral scene, Robert De Niro's funeral. You can see me in the back. Dude, I'm not gonna rewatch this movie. I don't like you at all. I'm like trying to walk away. It felt like a fucking sketch. Like this guy was like put up to this or something. Like he was like pranking me or some shit. But like I just could not get out of this conversation, dude. Why are people attracted to Gardevoir of all Pokemon? That's an interesting one to me. I'm like, that just seems very like left field. It looks like I don't know, like some kind of like mystical creature. There's like nothing even remotely sexual about it. Like Lopunny, I mean, they knew what they were doing. You know what I mean? I'll say that much. I get it. You know what I mean? I'm like, that is egregious to make that a Pokemon. But like Gardevoir is just like a bunch of strings. Am I crazy? I don't know. It's like a head with a bunch of fucking strings coming off of it. And people are like, wow, so hot. Oh my god. Bro, I heard the orb sound. I just thought I got an orb. I was like, oh, back-to-back orbs? Oh, spooned, dude. Actually spooned. What the hell? This is like the best pet, dude. It's like the best pet in the game. Dude, if you clip that, do not include the part about Lopunny or Gardevoir, please. I'm begging. We can't have that in there.